Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join His mission.
Tell me about your background. You've served for 40 years. How do you come to a place like this where talking about unreached people groups and finishing the task of the Great Commission is so commonplace? I mean, this is what your heart is all about. Tell me a little bit about your missionary journeys and your journey of faith over the years.
My wife and I went to Indonesia in 1978, so that was quite a while ago, over 43 years ago.
That was the year I was
We
born.
worked. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. The year you were born is the same year that I took my youngest son and we went off to Indonesia. And we spent 15 years working on the island of what's now called West Papua or Papua. And then I became an area director for our mission for Asia for 6 years before becoming a professor of missions at Moody Theological Seminary. So my journey has been that way, and then involved in Missio Nexus, of course, and now the Alliance with the Unreached. It's just been step by step the way the Lord has led to continue to want to be able to promote the awareness of so many people that still need the gospel in the world. And so, that's been quick. That's a quick description of my journey and pilgrimage and missions that God has given to me. And I just thankful that this fifth book of mine that we just put out really is kind of like a capstone over all of that, of keeping the church focused on what our real mission in the world is to be.
Amen. And again, I have to say thank you so much for that. I love the laser focus of your message. It's something that we need to draw the church to realize the Matthew 24:14 call, this gospel of the kingdom, we preached all throughout the world as a testimony to every nation, pantate etne, and then what happens? We see the return of Christ and we enter into the culmination of all of history, which is Revelation 7:9, when we see the crowd, the throngs of people surrounding the throne worshiping. I heard that really quick synopsis. Okay, I got to ask you. Tell me a crazy story. You've got to have something you ate along the way, some people you met along the way. Do you have a story you could kind of intrigue us with? What you've experienced in your missionary journey?
When we were working in Papua, our mission entered a brand new tribe that had never been reached by the outside world. Our missionaries were the very first, you could say, white people they ever encountered, and people from the outside. And I had the opportunity to go up just months after we made that contact and go to their villages. And here these people were stark naked, with tattoos all over them to ward off the evil spirits, and bones in their nose and ears and stuff like that. And they were finally willing to talk to outsiders for the first time. And through the years, those people have actually now become believers in Jesus Christ. They're called the Chitak people on the south coast of Papua. And, that's just an illustration of an extreme way of somebody who absolutely would have been clueless about Jesus if the missionaries had not made the effort to go in and to reach those people. Now today, there's a church there. It's doing well, as typically there's churches with problems, but it is an area that we can now say these people are reached,
Yeah.
where just a few years ago, they were completely in darkness without a clue to anything that had to do with the Christian message.
That's incredible. As you're telling this story, the bones to the nose, and I can kind of imagine it. It reminds me of Peace Child, Don Richardson. He was serving in a very
Yes.
similar area. Did you know him at the time or have any connections with him?
Yes. This area I just described to you was maybe 50 miles
Wow.
to the west of where his story took place. But his story took place about a generation before ours. But yeah, we knew Don Richardson and his story with Peace Child and his other books that he put out. It was very much that same environment, David.
Yeah, well, okay. Someday I've got to return there with you. How long has it been since you've been back there?
I was there about, I went back about 6 years ago
That was recent.
because the school that I taught in had a celebration and brought back professors that used to teach there. So I was really glad to be back there about 6 years ago. But I'd like to get back sometime. And if I do, hey, I'll grab you and we'll go together.
All right. Well, I'm inviting myself. My apologies. Sorry, not sorry.
Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join His mission. This podcast is powered by Within Reach Global. Subscribe, watch, and listen on YouTube today. Visit missionspulse.com.